Robert.
Who's the manager, maybe?
Good evening. Councilmember Ray, would you please lead us?
Yes, let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you once again how you put your arms around us and brought us together and give us wisdom and knowledge to take care of this business for the city of Jacksonville and its residents. In the name of Jesus, we ask to pray, Lord. Amen.
Amen.
Join me in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Welcome to Jacksonville City Council for August 21st. Roll call for attendance, please.
Councilmember Dietz.
Here.
Rupel.
Here.
McCleary. McCoy.
Here.
Ray.
Here.
LeBron.
Here.
Moss.
Here.
Whitty. Kinman.
Here.
Mims.
Here.
Mr. Mayor.
He's walking in. Yeah. Bear with us 1 second. All right, you got him.
Councilmember McCleary.
Say here. All right. Thank you. We all here have a quorum, so moving on. Before you, you have the minutes from our August 7th meeting. Look through those, be ready for our next meeting to be able to vote on those for approval. But right now, entertain a motion to approve the minutes from the July 17th meeting. Motion and second. All in favor of approval of those minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed by nay? All right, moving along. Consent agenda you've got before you. Entertain a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented to you.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Motion and multiple seconds. All in favor of approval of the consent agenda, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
And any opposed by nay? All right, thank you. Moving down now to ordinance 1794, authorizing the city to conduct business with certain individuals who serve as members of various commissions and boards. Entertain a motion to place ordinance 1794 on the first reading.
So move.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Dietz. Rupel.
Aye.
McCleary. McCoy.
Aye.
Ray. LeBron.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty. Kinman.
Aye.
Mims.
Aye.
Ordinance number 1794, an ordinance to authorize the city of Jacksonville to conduct business with certain individuals who serve as members of various commissions and boards of the city of Jacksonville, declaring an emergency and for other purposes.
Okay, any discussion, questions on this?
Yes. So first, we know that individuals have served on our boards and commissions without proper council authorization, and we know that the ordinance cannot be retroactive, so 1794 does not and cannot cure the fact that this service was unauthorized in the past. Second, the way this ordinance is written frames the question as if council is deciding whether to continue doing business with the bank, but that is not the issue that is before us. The real issue is whether executives of that bank or any institution doing business with the city may legally serve on our boards and commissions, and under what safeguards to prevent conflicts of interest. That's the question our citizens deserve to see answered clearly. And finally, I want the record to reflect that I did ask in advance by email either to revise this ordinance or to remove it from tonight's agenda so that it could be clarified. That did not happen, which is why I am raising these concerns here. I am not opposed to citizens serving in good faith. I am opposed to approving an ordinance that lacks clarity, ignores decades of unauthorized service, and confuses the real legal question here. Between now and further reading, I can answer those questions and consider revising the ordinance to reflect that we're actually giving them permission to serve on those boards and commissions. And also the title and the body are not coinciding. It's mentioning individuals, but in the body it talks about entities.
Okay.
So the ordinance clarifies that we will continue doing business with First Arkansas and allow those individuals who serve as executives for that bank, to also serve as commissioners or chairman. It does not address the retroactiveness, but it would allow council to approve for them to continue to be on those boards.
But the question that at hand, and at least what was discovered, was that they served illegal. It has nothing to do with us doing business with the bank. The ordinance is written as if there's an urgency for us to continue service with the bank, when it's simply for us to approve them to serve on those commissions and boards.
Right, I see what you're saying. So the issue is either we stop doing business with the bank, or we approve these two individuals to continue in their positions with the city.
So can the ordinance be revised to just say that we want to approve these individuals to serve as commissioners, serve on those boards and commissions as executives of the bank? And then correct the title so that everything is clear, we have some clarity around what we're actually voting on here?
I think we're saying the same thing two different ways.
I don't think I'm saying the same. We're saying the same thing, and maybe it's not clear. What I'm saying is the heading of this mentions certain individuals who serve as members, various commissions and boards of the city of Jacksonville declaring an emergency. In the body, it talks about conducting business with the bank. We do business with the bank. That's not the question. The question is if those executives can then serve, considering they are executives of a bank, serve on our city commissions and boards.
So the
Can we
whereas paragraphs includes that certain members of city boards serve in executive roles at the bank, correct? And that city council is approving their roles within the city.
Again, the ordinance reads to me, and for clarity, for me, I can't support it in its current frame, the way that it's currently framed, Mr. Chairman.
That's duly noted.
Mr. Chair, I have an unreadiness.
Yes, sir.
We have the ordinance written as it requires the governing body of a municipality to approve an ordinance or any contract or business arrangement between the municipality and entity in which a board or commission member holds significant interest or position. The actual statute states council member, official, or municipal employee. Are we calling those that serve on these commissions and boards officials? Okay, I just need that clarification.
I have a question. What's this all about? I'm so confused. Mr. Wilson has served on the Water Commission for 21 years. Roger has been on the A&P for, I want to say, about 5 years. Why is this all coming up now? Where is this coming from? Who asked for this ordinance to be changed?
I don't think there was ever an ordinance. That's the problem, Mr. Chairman. Going back to that, what happened was there was a recent discovery, and that was printed in the paper that these individuals have served illegally. Municipal League has commented there. You have all of those quotes there in the paper, so we have to actually pass an ordinance, which I'm not against them serving. It's the way that the ordinance is written, but we have to actually pass an ordinance giving them permission to serve in those roles. So they can't just serve blindly. Maybe no one knew it, but that's something that wasn't in place that should have actually been in place. So what it looks like is any decision that has been made under their authority can be challenged. Because
Where did this come from? Who asked for this ordinance to even come about? Tell me where this happened.
Sponsored the ordinance? Who sponsored the ordinance?
Now, where this came from was from a Freedom of Information request that was requested by the Leader newspaper.
The Leader newspaper. Okay, that tells me a lot. I think we have a personal vendetta. So y'all can research all of that. But do you realize, and everybody realize, what First Arkansas Bank does for this city? They bought the property where the Chamber of Commerce sits, gave it to the city to help this city grow. They are the first ones to step up for the school district. They are the first ones to step up for the 4th of July. They're the first one to step up for Festivale. This is absolutely ridiculous. Now, if we need to approve an ordinance where the people that have been on these commissions for the past 21 years, I make a motion we approve the ordinance, that whatever we have to approve to keep this going the way it is. I'm able to sit with Mr. Wilson on the Water Commission. You have no idea what that man does for this city. You have no idea. If you don't, you need to figure it out.
Mr. Chairman, I think we want to be clear that it's not about, I think many of us do know what is done, but we
don't
want to
act
make
like
sure,
it.
Mr. Chairman, we want to make sure that we are actually doing things right legally, and we have the documentation. I did not write the law that says this has to be in writing, but it is there, and we do have to follow that law. So to ensure that Jacksonville is compliant and some citizen can't go back and then want to sue us for decisions that were made under their leadership, because that can now happen. The ordinance is not retroactive. We do want to get it in place and have it well written and framed properly to protect the city. I'm not saying, Mr. Chairman, that they haven't. We are very clear on that, nor am I against them serving. But I do want to make sure, just for public trust and transparency, that we do make sure things are clear and we have it framed in a way that still protects everyone that is serving, as well as the city of Jacksonville. So that's not something that anyone has decided needed to be done. That's a law.
Mr. Chair, can we amend it tonight? Can we amend the change?
First, let me ask this of our attorney. Is it possible, or can it be done to pass an ordinance that is retroactive to cover for, that's what I'm saying, that doesn't.
So council can verify any prior decisions made by these two commissions, and I'm happy to add that into the ordinance if necessary. Does that answer your question?
Say
So
it again.
effectively, council would approve any prior decisions made by these two
Okay.
boards. In order for an individual to challenge prior votes or prior decisions made by either one of these commissions, I think they would have to be able to show that the decision made somehow benefited either one of these individuals in their own personal capacity or in their professional capacity at the bank. And there are no decisions that I'm aware of. I'm an attorney for both of these. There's no decisions, and enjoy, anyone else may correct me, that would reflect that. So this is basically administrative.
And both of these gentlemen, at the point in time when they were appointed to those commissions, that was approved by city council at that point in time.
Correct.
That was my question for you, Mr. Chair. Any individual who comes before the council based on someone's recommendation for an appointment and the council approves that, what is the difference in, is it just because there needs to be an ordinance with their name on it and not an appointment, Mr. Chair or City Attorney Stephanie?
Because they're executives at the bank, where these two commissions also do business, there needs to be an ordinance that basically clarifies council's approval, not clarifies, but.
That's what the intent of this is to take care of that. It's no different than the excuse me, I shouldn't say that. It's very similar in nature to the ordinance that was passed in 1981 that we referenced before, which allowed city council members, mayor and so forth, to do business with the city in a personal capacity outside of their role as council member. In essence, it's the same thing. It's saying we are aware that this person works in this situation for an institution that has lent money or holds the accounts. So it's the same type thing, but it is putting it in writing. In the state statute, the verbiage is not incredibly clear on the whole thing, because we are, as Councilmember Moss was referring to a while ago, we are going under the fact that they would be a public official, because they're not an elected official, it's not an employee, it's not a paid position, but they are a public official because they are serving on a public commission. And so this is one of those that it's better safe than sorry. It could be argued in court either way, how it should go, but we don't want it to come to that. So that is why this has to be done.
So my question again, what do we need to do to clarify it so it won't get to court? We just.
Bottom line, the ordinance was written by our city attorney. She is the one who has to defend it. If she says that it is accurate or is in the form that it is, if she is comfortable with that, because like I said, she is the one who has to defend it, then there's no need to rewrite. if she were to say, no, wait a minute, I do need to make this change, then we are going to go on her recommendation. That's why she's here. That's why she's in the position that she is.
So Joy, did you make a motion to approve it?
I make a motion.
I second it. Let's vote. Talk about the vote.
Are we out of order?
So wait a minute, hold on.
We are
It's
out.
actually, no, it's not out of order. She's calling for a motion now because the next line is to entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1794. So she's calling for the question here, which is not out of order. That is still within rights, or the rules of Robert's Rules of Order. So there is a motion and a second.
To place it on second reading?
This would be a motion to approve on first reading and suspend the rules of place on.
Mr. Chair, I just want to make sure that Councilmember Kinman's motion was for this ordinance at hand and not to modify any ordinance. Any
Councilman,
ordinance in front of us.
are you making a motion to approve, to continue as
As
printed?
presented.
Yes,
Okay.
that is making what we have in place today, this makes it legal. That's what my motion is for, that this ordinance makes it legal for anybody that wants to serve a volunteer position on top of that. I just want to make sure that this ordinance
Does this
covers.
serve as a catch-all or specific to two?
This is specific for two individuals.
It's not a catch-all.
Yes, sir.
Can we just revive it so those guys are safe and we're okay too?
Hold on, but first, right now, but there is a motion and a second that has to be dealt with unless they are wanting to rescind that motion and second right now for any further discussion and adjustment.
No,
And
sir.
So you're making motion to continue as is.
Yes.
Councilmember Deeds, you were seconding.
Seconding it because the city attorney says it works. It's worked for 40, 50 years. We've never been sued. I mean, why do we gotta start changing everything?
Well, I will say this, it hasn't worked because it hasn't been in existence. This is the creation of the ordinance to protect this. And just because it was going on in the past doesn't mean that it was right.
Okay.
According to the statute, and that's what's up for interpretation by attorneys and people who make way more money than I do.
The motion has been made and seconded. It's not.
So right now, because of that, we have the motion and a second, so it will be roll call for approving 1794 on the first reading and suspending the rules to place on second. Roll call.
Councilmember Deets.
Yay.
Rupel.
Aye.
Cleary.
No.
McCoy.
Nay.
Ray.
Yes.
LeBron.
Yes.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman.
Aye.
Mims.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, so then entertain a motion to approve ordinance 1794 on second reading and suspend the rules and
Second.
place on third and final. Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Rupel.
Aye.
Cleary. McCoy.
Nay.
Ray.
Aye.
LeBron.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman.
Aye.
Mims.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, entertain a motion to approve and adopt ordinance 1794 on this date.
Mr. Chair, I do have an unreadiness before we get to that reading.
Okay, it's a question.
Question is clarification because I want the council and I want everybody to clear. This is not a catch-all. So if this should arise again, there will need to be a new ordinance written for those members or those employees of any entity to have to do this again. I just want everybody to be clear on that if this should arise again, this is not a catch-all ordinance.
That is correct. Yes, sir. Okay, roll call.
No, we need a
Oh,
motion.
never
and
mind.
second
Never mind.
to
All right.
approve and adopt.
Entertain a motion to approve and adopt 1794 on this date.
So move.
Second.
Motion and second, roll call.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Rupel.
Aye.
Cleary. McCoy.
Nay.
Ray.
Aye.
LeBron.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Kinman.
Aye.
Mims.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, and then finally, entertain motion to attach the emergency clause.
So move.
Second.
Motion and second, roll call.
Councilmember Deets.
Aye.
Rupel.
Aye.
Cleary. McCoy.
Nay.
Ray.
Aye.
LeBron.
Aye.
Moss.
Aye.
Twitty.
Aye.
Hinman.
Aye.
Mims.
Aye.
Motion passes.
All right, ordinance 1794 is therefore enacted on this date. Moving on to our next item, update from our Director of Economic Development, Robert Birch. Mr. Birch, if you want to come forward, you can have a seat or stand either way.
Okay. Always good to follow up something. Ordinance. And just for the record, I've been in city government for a number of years. Strange laws like this have, not strange, but have gotten missed in a lot of cities, and a lot of cities do exactly what was done tonight: rectify the challenge and move forward. It's not a gotcha moment as it was portrayed to be in our local paper. So I just wanted to get that out and get that on the record.
If you would, hey, pull the mic a little closer to you, please.
Sure.
Thank you.
Okay, so I apologize for not getting this to you a little bit sooner, but you each have a packet on your that was put out for you. I have been working on a benchmark study and working with our Placer AI partners to kind of give a clear picture of where we are as a city, how we stack up, and where we need to go. I'm not going to read through the whole report. The whole report will be posted online. Emily's posting that, I believe, tomorrow morning, so any citizen can read it. It's, you know, it's not a difficult read. It does have some redundant information in it, and I apologize for that, but sometimes when you do these reports, that's how it goes. But so over the last year, we've had 3.2 million visits in the city of Jacksonville, with 1 million unique visitors. And the encouraging part is 60% of that traffic comes from outside of our city limits. As you all know, one of the things that I have constantly tried to push in the city is to keep Jacksonville's money in Jacksonville. Reason being is it goes to support our infrastructure. Having 60% of our traffic over the last year coming from out of our city limits allows us to use other people's money, the same thing that we do a lot of as well. So it's encouraging, and putting this data together gives us an even better snapshot when trying to reach out to restaurants and retailers. We have 2 retailers right now working on leases. And I really wish I could tell you all everything that's going on. I really wish I could say what it is. But that is always, one, you don't want to mess up a lease conversation. You don't want, a small group of people that don't want a particular business to come out and give the whole of Jacksonville a kind of a black eye on those situations. So I think people will be very happy with them. In the last 2 weeks, we've had 2 restaurants open, and we've got another one that's coming, and we are diligently working, as the mayor can attest to, on bringing more coffee to Jacksonville. It is the change in traffic patterns on our streets is causing a little heartburn, because they think they know where they need to be, and we're telling them different, because where they want to be is A, not available, and B, it's not, with the way that that TP White has changed, it's not accessible to both sides of a location. So, but I promise you, for everybody in the city that asks, when are we getting a certain coffee company, I probably talk to them 3 to 5 times a week at least, and it's just finding that right spot. So maybe if we all get together and we go stand on this spot holding up cups of their company and take a big picture, they'll believe us that people are attracted there. Jacksonville's community is a very young working class community, household earnings between $50,000 and $75,000. That is a really good alignment for us as far as attracting retail and family service and restaurants, because they're looking for a stable base. Now, does that mean we're going to get a Ruth's Chris Steakhouse here? That has some different demographics, but we do have room for more sit-down restaurants, definitely. So when we start to see some of these numbers that come through here, it gives us a roadmap of where we can go. It gives us clear retail gaps to fill in, particularly in grocery, sit-down restaurants, clothing, and family entertainment. Those are the 4 key, is that 4 or 5? 4 or 5 key things that we need to touch on. We badly need to redevelop some property. I've been saying that since I've been here. We had some national retailers in last week that the first thing they said is, we don't see very many buildings that we can move into. We're gonna have to build. And a lot of retailers now are looking for second generation buildings that they don't have to build from the ground up, move in. Fortunately and unfortunately, with Bargain Hunt, Discount Bins, and Dirt Cheap moving, we have 3 really attractive spaces that we are in conversations with, one of them a little bit further than the other, of refilling those spots. So you've got to have inventory to attract businesses. And fortunately, we have that. And all 3 are good buildings. We need to really focus and support our anchors, which are Walmart, Lowe's, Main Street, those areas, to attract people to come to those, which having events like Festivale that's coming up this weekend on Saturday, show that you can bring people to Main Street and be successful. I mean, we have a beautiful headquarters for a bank sitting on Main Street that we should be surrounding with more traffic around there. And I think we're going to get to the point of that happening. So we're moving to no longer being a pass-through city, which is a lot of what people think of Jacksonville right now. We are pulling traffic in. Now we've got to attract the things that will keep them here. So that is just kind of a brief overview of these numbers. One of the things that I do want to talk about, part of this summary is a benchmark a benchmark study on how we line up with towns that are the same size as Jacksonville, which is 30,000 people. We have, out of the 15 demographic or categories that this report pulled, we're deficient in really 2, maybe 2.5. But one of them, I want to congratulate our chief of police. I have had to amend this report 4 different times because our officers continue to grow. We right now are at 55 sworn officers and 16 civilian staff. I'm not sure what the exact number is. Chief could tell us when was the last time we were that high?
4 years ago.
Okay. So pre-COVID or right in the middle of kind of where COVID was hitting in?
In the 2020, we had 58. That's the highest I've been.
Okay. And how low did we get?
37, 38.
So that says 2 things. That says, one, we have the right leadership in place. And Chief was nice enough to actually have me come in and speak to the officers the other day about the impact that these numbers have on our ability to attract businesses. People want to know they're going to be safe. They want to know that they can open a business here and it thrive. And continuing to build our police force is going to strengthen that. We have a fantastic fire department. We have fantastic EMS. One of the big benchmarks is for a city this size, is having a hospital. We have that, and it's growing. We have urgent care clinic. We meet the number of pharmacies. As I've stated before, and I will state again, our school district is going in the right direction, and it's very positive. We have buildings to be proud of. We have students to be proud of. We have faculty to be proud of. We really need to bring that pride out. One of the spots where it judged us a little bit low was we could possibly use another branch to the library. That's the kind of the half one that we didn't pass. The other one was, so it's police, the library, and public transportation. The public transportation is a difficult nut to crack. I know when I first started was when Rock Region was in and they had promised and promised and promised and never delivered the promise. It is a difficult microtransit market everywhere. It's not taking off as a functional transportation resource. I know that Sherwood's struggling with it right now, but there's innovative ways to try and tackle some of these things, and we're going to continue to look at those. You know, we boast, I think, one of the best parks department in the state, which is a great attraction. Benchmark is 8 to 12 parks. We have 14. Plus we have our community center, splash zone, and a few others. So I kind of blew through those a little bit to talk about housing. We are seeing an increased amount of duplexes being built in the city. Not duplexes, side-by-side townhomes, some duplexes, and we have room for a lot more. One of the parts in your packet that was set up there, I got asked a question about is why is there a list of apartment complexes on there? Those are the 15 apartment complexes that have business licenses in the city. It used to be 16. It's now 15. I think everybody knows which one I'm talking about. But the problem is our apartment complexes aren't attracting what you want. You want to have a wide range of offerings. We've had a couple apartment complexes that put a lot of money into their buildings. What's the one right off First Street that just redid all their siding? Yeah, sorry, names escape me from time to time. And that's what we want to see. The mayor and I met last week with a group that is actually looking to invest in a couple of our apartment complexes here and make them more upscale, make them more attractive to young Air Force members, young families. You know, being affordable, but being somewhere that they can call home. That will be big. If you want to increase your median income level in your city, you've got to have the type of housing that will attract that. And that's one of the things that we need. We're seeing, like I said, more townhomes grow up. We're having more houses being built. We are moving in all these directions positively. One other access that we need, and I'm going to be very frank about this, is we need another grocery store. And it is, I will say this, Kroger has responded and cleaned up the sides of their building. I've driven by there now the last 2 weeks, and I've not seen the mess and leftover from deliveries just sitting outside. But Kroger owes us. They had an agreement with the city to build a fuel island, and they were going to make a lot of upgrades. Well, they didn't. They made an upgrade outside on the sign, and they pushed it off on their landlord to do all the other ones without even asking. They just told them that's what it's going to do. So we need to activate one of these buildings that is available, which is one of the ones we're in conversation with, to bring in a new grocery store to push Kroger to be better, you know, to have a different kind of a niche, and give our residents more choices. And you know, I'm not afraid to say when things need to be changed, upgraded, cleaned up, because we need to have a town that we're proud of. And I do applaud Kroger for cleaning out that site, because that was an eyesore. You go down First Street and it was pallets stacked up and trash and just left. So very much thank them for that. We meet everything on fast food places. There's no doubt about that. But I'm going to end with this part of this, because there is some redundant information in here. We need to continue to increase our police staffing, recruiting the additional grocery store, growing apparel and discount retail options, and exploring public transportation solutions are the things that I'm going to be focused on. Whether all those things will happen is time will tell, but I think we are able to present a picture now that I can easily give to national groups. And we made in A&P the other night, we actually made an addition onto our Placer account where it gives access to all of the contacts for all of these franchises, for all these corporate offices. So don't have to run around and chase as much anymore. Actually, it has all those contacts in there, which will be huge, because finding the right person to talk to is one of the biggest things in attracting these. One other thing that is probably been talked about since the 1950s is we have two businesses right now that are waiting for Gray Township to be released. And I don't want to step on the mayor's toes, but he has been very active and Stephanie of trying to find ways around that. The reason it is important is not because, and I'm saying this to the citizens to prepare for it and to think about it, it's not because we want to just have alcohol everywhere and everybody go on parties. What it does, it gives an additional revenue stream to a lot of these businesses that if we are a marginal community for them, if we are, you know, if the break even is 10% below where they need to be, this gives us the ability to add that on. And I'm speaking of groceries. I'm not talking about, there's not going to be any more liquor stores. There's no permits left to give. They're done. It is grocery stores to be able to sell basically beer and wine. That increases their margins. It helps them do business a little bit better, and it helps them invest back in their stores to keep them updated and clean. If you want to see a great job of what attracts retailers right now, go walk in the Five Below store. They did a fantastic job with the build out on that. It is bright, it is airy, it is fresh, and that's what we need more of. You know, but to be able to invest in that, a lot of these businesses that are, you know, grocery stores aren't high margin businesses. Restaurants are very difficult to do. Breweries we can't really have. We had one, we couldn't keep it because they can't sell off premise. But finding a way to get rid of the Gray Township has got to be on everybody's mind if you're really serious about growing Jacksonville. I implore you to focus on infrastructure, to focus on our roads, to clean up as much as we can, because that is what will drive us into that next era in Jacksonville of attraction. So as always, I'm available. I'm available to speak to any groups that you have. I'm available to talk to anybody one-on-one, however you want, to go over these numbers. But how far past my time have I gone now? Well, I get passionate about some things, and I get passionate about the things that are holding Jacksonville back in some instances. Some of them are easily correctable, some of them are a little bit harder. But I think if we keep our focus on the things that are really important to this city, which we have great people that work here. We have a tremendous, street department that does as much as they can with what they have. And the more that we can bring into this city, and the more that we can attract, the more money you guys have to play with to better the city. So I appreciate all the effort. I appreciate the time and the effort that you give. It is not easy being a council member or a mayor or a city attorney. City clerks are, I'm teasing. Anybody that gives up their time to work for their city because you don't work 9 to 5. I mean, you work constantly. So I appreciate it. And like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to call me at any time.
Any questions for Mr. Birch now?
I have one, Mr. Chair. Going back to your statement about Gray Township and liquor licenses, there aren't any more. Can you go in depth on that and explain why there aren't more licenses?
Pulaski County has to issue liquor store permits, basically, and there's none left. They have a limited amount in the county of how many they can give out, and there's none left to give. This came up during Sherwood's when they changed Gravel Ridge from dry to wet. That it's only for grocery stores, convenience stores, but it's nothing but beer and wine. So you're not going to have liquor stores on every corner. There's no licenses to be had for them. So did that answer the question?
Yes and no.
Okay, well go. I'm
So I guess my question is, so is there one license per person, or is just each store has their own license? I'm trying to understand that if I own 3 or 4 liquor stores and we pass this thing in Gray Township, I can't put a liquor store there.
That has nothing to do with Gray Township.
Okay.
That's Pulaski County as a whole. Pulaski County is who issues the liquor licenses for liquor stores. that sell above beer and wine, and there's no available permits.
Okay.
So,
Mr. Chair, if you will.
Yes.
I have a little expertise on this. My family comes from the liquor business. They only, back when ABC would give out permits, they only gave out permits based on certain populations. So the permits have exceeded. So Pulaski County won't get any more permits. Now, that's not to say that LSL down the road says, we're gonna close this door and we're gonna take this permit somewhere else to a new building. Are they gonna do that? Who knows? But permits can travel from a storefront to a storefront, but they will not issue any more permits. If someone fails to keep their permit registered, that permit is sometimes either washed or it can go up for bid and be purchased. Also, we have to keep in mind that I still think it's whatever statute, you cannot sell beer or wine within 100 feet of possibly a school, church, daycare. So our come and go, I can't imagine they will be able to sell beer and wine. The Dollar General off of Loop Road, because I think it's in proximity of the school district grounds, go all the way out to where the football field. I think that falls in. So I want to keep that in mind as well when we're looking at that. But it is super beneficial for this to put into our Walmarts and our Krogers to have that beer and wine purchase. So I hope that helps with that as well.
Any other questions?
Robert, I was just gonna say that, talking about getting housing and that, there's a lot of people that still wanna get, purchase homes here. So when they opened the new subdivision, there were 62 lots there on the corner of Harris and General Samuels. They did a bid one day and they 47 of them were taken right then. And so we're gonna have a nice upgraded subdivision, from the, they do minimums on them. The minimums done a lot of times to keep them where they're affordable, which none of them are affordable in a lot of terms, but they're going to start them about 1,800 square feet. But yes, that's going to be really popular there because the school's right there, and that gets more. The more people you get that own homes, the taxes come in, but they also shop here in town, and that's the best thing when you have quality housing, and we're getting more.
I see new ones every day.
Yeah.
So.
All right, Robert, thank you very much. Appreciate your time. Work on that. We have no appointments. Any unfinished business or new business? If not, we have one person who had signed up to speak for tonight. Is it Ms. Chambly?
Yes.
If you come forward, please, and have a seat. You can stand over at the podium or have a seat. Please tell us your name, where you live, and why you're here.
Okay.
And you will have 3 minutes to speak.
3 minutes, thank you. Well, good evening, council members, mayor, and everybody here. My name is Suzette Chambly. I am a resident of Jacksonville of 14 years. I've lived in Arkansas for 22 years. I am a U.S. veteran of armed services. I am a 28-year federal service worker. I am a registered and active voter. I am also a resident of Ward 5. And the reason I'm here tonight, and I won't take a lot of your time, I'm here this evening because I love the city of Jacksonville. I'm very active in the city. I am an NAACP member, so I am always in the city doing things, and I'm also active in the city of Little Rock as well. But I came here tonight because I want to speak truthfully about an incident that happened on August 7th following the city council meeting. Because words matter and words hurt. And once they're said, you can't take them back. So while I'm not here to personally attack anyone, I do want the account on record. I will follow up with a formal statement to you all once I leave here. As leaders, your voices you set the tone for the city. And I know you all know that. So when things are said, whether intentional or not, with racial undertones or personal attacks or stereotypes, it does divide the city. it divides the city, and it also diminishes trust that we have in our public officials. So following the August 7th City Council meeting, there were conversations going on all over the place, inside, outside, a lot of emotions going on. But one conversation in particular that I did hear over here was with my ward representative having a conversation with some attendees. I heard open-ended questions coming from this representative such as, well, why don't they vote? Are they registered? Why don't they work? Are they lazy? That was stereotypical to me, and because I am a resident of a city, I did step in because the conversation was no more than about 2 feet from me. And I did say to the representative, no, they're not lazy, and we do work, and we do vote, but there are some that don't vote because they feel their voices are not heard. They feel that once they do vote, and the majority overtakes that vote, which is at large, they feel like their voices aren't heard. So it gives them less motivation to vote. That was followed up by the representative of, well, at large has been in place for 100 years. Why change now? When I said 100 years ago, everyone could not vote. People that looked like me could not vote. To that, 1 minute? Okay. To that, the statement and response was, well, is that my fault? My mama picked cotton with the best of them. And with that statement, I felt belittled, I felt disrespected, and it was not warranted. I did not know where it came from, and I asked, what does that have to do with anything? Well, I'm from Mississippi, the representative said. So with that, I just say that when you speak words that are as damaging as picking cotton, you have to know what that comes from. And I want to make sure I read this so I get it out. The statement was not only disrespectful, but racially insensitive, dismissive, and deeply rooted in the imagery that's attached to historical racism, injustices, and generational struggles that my Black community has endured. As a Black woman whose ancestors has endured oppression, slavery, violence, lynchings, all of that is attached to picking cotton. So I respectfully urge that the council hold yourself to a higher standard of accountability, ensuring that every citizen feels respected and represented. Jacksonville citizens deserve leadership that are professional, reflects integrity, and has an understanding of every ethnicity that they represent. So I challenge you, and I stand here tonight to ask that you ensure accountability. I'm requesting a public apology, not only for myself, but the city of Jacksonville, because we deserve nothing less. Thank you.
I have something to say about that because I was that council person. And I think we all know there are two sides to every story. I had the president of the NAACP come to me in this conversation, and he pointed his finger at me and said, I'm nothing but a privileged white woman. So this is where all of that started. There is two sides to every story. It is true that my mother was in the cotton field. 94 years old, you can call her, she'll tell you what her life was like. I said something to another council member one night that I don't see color. I love everyone, and she told me I should. So what I see here is a lot of division. I see divide and conquer, and I think we all have a place in this town. I give my time. I take every phone call I get. I made the statement one night that my ward was perfect. Maybe that wasn't the right word to use. It's great. I've had 2 phone calls in 2 years from someone in my ward. One of them was last night. I get calls from every other ward. I address it. I think everybody knows that I address it. It was not meant to diminish you in any way. I am sorry you felt that way, but I was just saying, I was raised in Mississippi. I know everything that you're talking about, but I'm here because I love my city.
Can I respond to that?
Actually, no, this is not a public forum to go back and forth with that.
So I just want it made known that I was that person. I meant no harm by it. It got a little heated. The president of the NAACP escorted me to my car. I have to say that I was a little scared because you got in my face, and I'm not one to turn over and play dead. I will stand up for what I believe in. I thank you.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do I have a second?
Second.
We're done. Thank you.